Hello there and welcome to my channel. This is Non-Gone and today we're playing NASCAR Heat 5 on the PS4. This is part 3 in a 5-part video series on a complete platinum walkthrough. This has two purposes. One is for my companion to the trophy guide that I'm doing on PlayStationTrophies.org. If you came from there, thanks for coming over. Thanks for reading the guide. Hopefully this will help you get your platinum. I'm also doing a speed platinum run on PSN Profiles, the fastest to 100% leaderboard for that particular game. If you came from that, hopefully these strats will help you improve on my time and do even better. Chapter 3 is going to be career mode, which is by far the meatiest of the modes in terms of trophies. There are 38 trophies to be earned, and we'll be getting them all today. We're going to start career here, and actually before I do that, I want to go into options so you see what we're working with. So I use the normal presets. You can move it up to hard or expert if you want, but on normal, it will slow you down in corners and you don't even really have to take your foot off the gas, except for the dirt tracks and the short tracks. And I try for repeatable results when I do a guide. I think a lot of my subscribers appreciate that they can plug the game in and do it the same way I do and get the same results. Again, you bought a racing game. If you want to bump this up and actually race, go for it. No judgment there. If you want to go faster, maybe those will give you better lap times, whatever. But I set the AI settings down here, and you can just pause if you need to see what they are. We run casual, automatic, brake smoothing high. Not sure that's the best choice, but it will get us where we got to go. So we do no damage and quick qualify. So there you go. So there's one more thing we got to do before we start, and that is determine whether we want to start a full career or set a custom start. And basically, if you do custom start, the upside is you don't have to do hot seat races. The downside is you have to start your dirt tour series at least with a 3-star car. And I found that I can win those races that I need to, but it's not automatic, and restarting a race is the same time wise as just doing a hot seat. So we're going to go full career and do the hot seats, and we're just going to skip them when they come up, except for these first ones. So I'll meet you in the first round. So once our agent Warren introduces themselves, you'll be dumped into the starting screen here. You do have to race this first race, and but you do not have to qualify. They only want you to get 22nd. So, and there's only 24 cars. So hopefully you can figure out how to pass 2 cars in this. So I'll see you at the end here. And there you go. We got 7th place. Not too bad. So after more chats with Warren and then a couple of weeks with no offers, you'll get to week 5 and you'll get another offer. It should be with a 4-star team, Gearhawk Motorsports. And they want you to get a top 10 finish. And we're going to skip practice and qualifying again. I'm confident, pretty confident I can get 10th place from the back of the field. So not only did I get 10th place, I ended up winning the race. So, you know, that's great. And we're done with the second of the hot seat races. And you see, we got our first trophy. That's for winning a race. And then this is for winning a career race. So good job us. Yay, 37 to go. And week 6 will come in and we'll get our third hot seat offer. This is from a 5-star team. If you want to race, you'll get a 5-star car to play in your next thing. But I don't feel like I need it. So what I do is go to race later, and it'll take you back to the main page, and you can click triangle for simulate race. And you won't race great, but you won't have to race, and so it saves you time. So yep, there's my first tip. Get used to simulating races. You're going to be doing probably 300 or so, and that should do it for your first for the little mini season there. We're about 10 minutes in, and we're about to start our first season, so not too bad. And we're going to be joining a team, and you see Gearhawk Motorsports and Innovation were the 2 hot seat races that we did. And yep, we're going to run in the pink car. So here we go. Going to be Leslie. And you'll get your first trophy for joining a team in the Dirt Series. Don't worry about sponsor races. You don't need the money from any of those. Okay, and we're starting the race. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start here in Las Vegas. And we're going to skip practice again, but we are going to qualify this time.
Go, go, go.
And while I'm doing the qualifying lap, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the career method that I'm going to use. And I'm going to call it the 2-1-1 method. So basically the way this game sets up your advancement in the season is they have a set number of regular season races, and you gain points just like in real NASCAR for those races. You are prioritized for wins. And so anybody that has the most wins will advance in the playoffs, even if they have less points generally than the rest of the field. Now, if you are last in points and have the most wins, they'll still disqualify you, but we're not going to be living in that world. So basically what this comes down to is you can win essentially 2 races in the regular season, skip all of the rest up until the postseason, and then win 1 race in each round to ensure that you advance. Continue doing that until you hit the championship. That's the 2-1-1 method. 2 regular season, 1 playoff, 1 championship, or 1 quarterfinal, 1 semifinal, 1 championship. So 2-1-1. Now, again, if you want to enjoy the game, you can race all of these races, and that would be perfectly fine. If you want to go faster, you may be able to advance with only winning 1 race. You may be able to advance with only winning 0. I don't know. I just wanted something that's consistent. Again, I'm more about, especially with speed platinums, I'm more about having the results be the same all the time, not just getting 1 good run. So that's where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. You see our 4-star Pepto-Bismol car is plenty fast enough for what we need. And we're going to only run 4 races in this series. The way the Dirt Tour works is after 9 races, the top 8 people will advance. And then you run 4 races. Anybody that wins one of those will get an automatic pass to the championship. And then, of course, you win the championship. So we're going to win 2 regular season races, 1 semifinal, and 1 postseason, which would be races 1, 2, 10, and 14. And that's us winning at Drebin. That's the second race of the season. So we've got our 2 wins now. And that will put us definitely in the playoffs at the end. So we're going to skip the next 7 races, and I'll show you how to do that. So right after the summary screen, when the calendar comes up and rolls you to the next week, the very next screen that comes up allows you to hit triangle, that's at the bottom in the middle of the screen there, to simulate a race. And it will just pretend like you did it and give you pretty much a random about middle of the pack result. So there you go. And we're going to do that 7 more times. And after simulating race number 9, you will get you made the playoffs notification and your next trophy for getting noticed. That's for making the playoffs. And after about 10 screens, you'll be back here, and it is at Drebin, race 10. Now, this I wanted to bring up. There's a trophy that is not in this video for winning at every track. We've already won at Drebin, so I'm going to be skipping the first race of the playoffs. You don't have to. As long as you win 1 in this round, you will automatically advance to the championship. I just don't want to race at duplicate tracks because that will be 1 less race that I have to worry about when I get to quick race mode. So for those of you doing speed plat out there, this is important. For those of you not, you could just do the Drebin race. But we're going to skip, and we're also not going to do Jefferson. That is the road course for the dirt track, and it's, I don't know, you could probably qualify and win, but I'd rather do it with a better car. All right, Fanatec Fairgrounds. Now we're talking. That's the one we're going to do. And go ahead and skip practice, jump into qualify, and then win the race. And you'll see at the end of the race, I was going to show you this. You see where it says race driver ADV, that means advanced. So you are automatically on to the next round when you win. And of course you want to compete in and win the finals. We're qualifying right now. I've also noticed something else. Normally when you do full career, when you do your dirt tour season, you're also getting hot seat races for the truck series coming up. I didn't get those for some reason. I would have skipped them anyway, but I'm a little confused as to what that mechanic is. Maybe if y'all figure it out, let me know. I certainly don't want to run them. If you win the championship in a series, you will get a 5-star offer for the next series. So you don't have to do hot seat races after those first 2. But yeah, there you go. So we're going to go green, and we're going to go ahead and win this championship, and I'll be right back in about 2 minutes. And after about 5 more screens, Warren will show up to say, hey, the season's over, and you should get 3 trophies. One for completing the Dirt Tour, one for winning the Dirt Tour, and another for winning the Dirt Tour. Not sure what the difference between winning the playoffs and winning the Cup is, but whatever. So now we got to set up our next season, and we want to skip the Dirt Tour and participate in the truck. We want to join a team, and you see we've got a 5-star offer here. You definitely want that. And you'll get a trophy for joining a team in the Truck Series. So the Truck Series is pretty much the same format as all the series, as the Dirt Series. There's one more round in trucks, so there's like a quarterfinal round. And so you get 16 races to make the playoffs in the trucks. And then you get a 3-race quarterfinals where you go from 10 people to 8, I think, and then you get another 3-race semifinals that knocks it down to 4, and then you get the championship, and that would be race 23. So what you want to do is win any 2 of the first 16 races, and then win any 1 of the next 3, win any 1 more of the next 3, and then of course the championship. And that should get you where you want to go. Now, you may notice that I'm not driving very politely here, and that is on purpose. As I mentioned before, there are 4 trophies associated with your driving style and the opinion other drivers have of you. And so there's a trophy for 1 and 3 each of making friends and making rivals. And we're going to be simulating probably 300 races. There you go. See, I took them out. We're going to be simulating about 300 races, and simulated racing is clean racing by and large. Some people will get mad at you, but for the most part, you're going to make a lot more friends in this run than you are enemies. As a result, you want to be about the nastiest driver that you can possibly be. If you come across somebody, you want to take them out, spin them out, crash them into the wall, whatever you got to do to make them mad at you. When you get done and they're like, hey, congratulations on your win, go ahead and hit triangle and send them insults. Just insult everybody. I know you might feel bad doing it. I sure hate doing it. I can't even do a Renegade playthrough in Mass Effect. Always got to be Paragon. But I'm going to be the jerkiest NASCAR driver that I can be. You have to get 3 rivals. They have to be in the same series. You can't just get 1 in each. So, and it is a little bit hit or miss. So just try to hit as many people as you can. If not, if you don't get to that point, we're going to grind it out at the end of our 10th season. And of course, we have a 5-star car, so winning is not really a problem, even with lower difficulty. So that's it for Daytona. 1 down, 4 to go. And you see at the end of this race, we're just going to be insulting everybody, even though they're trying to compliment us. And we already got one guy mad. It goes mad, angry, and then rival. So, you know. And we got Las Vegas Speedway, the paved version this time. We're going to go ahead and win that. So as you see, I am not going to win at Las Vegas. I got a little too aggressive with taking people out and put myself into the wall and ended up with a 2nd. Not a big deal. It only added a couple minutes, and we'll just go ahead and win the 3rd race instead of the 2nd. Not a big problem. You see, there I go. That's what I was doing, just wrecking people everywhere. It was fun. And this brings up something for the speed folks out there, the ones that are interested in doing this as quickly as possible. The fella that currently has the record for this, that has the top time, got the rival trophy within about 10 minutes while doing the truck series. And I think that it may be wise to just go ahead and start every race and start in the middle of the pack, don't even qualify, and just hit everybody until you get that out of the way. I don't know. It makes it a lot easier. You don't have to worry about insulting people. You can just take off and be a front runner the rest of the time. So it might be quicker to do it that way. So that may be a way you can improve on my time. Plus, see, there you go. Everybody's like, hey, man, I hate you. And that's awesome. That's what we want. We want them to hate us more, so we're going to keep wrecking them if we can. Yeah, so that might be a way to improve on it. Instead, we're going to do this race and win at Atlanta. And there you go. Win at Atlanta. And because we've got 2 wins, we can skip the next 13 races. I know, it's boring, but it is fast. So if you want to get through the seasons quick, that's how you do it. Oh, and we did get a hot seat race. Okay, we don't care about those. We go to race later then and simulate, and it'll just do it. And after race 16, you will get you made the playoffs and another trophy. And race 17 is at Michigan, which we haven't done yet. Again, that's for later when you want to get all of the tracks. But since we haven't done it, we're going to go ahead and win at Michigan in race 17. And that's it for race 17 in Michigan. So we've now advanced to the next round for sure. See right there, advance ADV. And you see, after that one, we got Rubbin' is Racing. That's for making one person angry. So we got our first rival. And you see we advanced to the round of 8. So we're going to go ahead and win the next race so that we're insured of making it to 4. And there you go. We've advanced to the next round so we can skip the next 2 races. And you see we made it to the championship round. So let's go ahead and win the championship. That'll be at Phoenix. And there we go. First place in the championship. Yay. And once Warren pops up, you should be getting 3 more trophies. That's for completing the season, winning the cup, and winning the championship. And that's that. Now we're going to go right into Xfinity, as you can see. And I'm not going to show all the races and everything. I think by now you probably know how to win, but just keep in mind, we got a 5-star team. That's what you want. And the races that we're interested in, the rounds, it's almost there. Oh, right, because we just joined a team. So I'm going to show you the trophies as we go, but not the other stuff. So in the Xfinity Series, the top 12 qualify after 26 races. So you want to win 2 of the first 26 races, whatever those are. And then we're right back in the top 8 go after 29. So win 1 of the next 3. And then it goes down to 4 after 32. So you got to win 1 of the next 3 again. And then the championship race will be race 33. So I'll see you at the end of that. And somewhere around the 5th or 6th race, I went ahead and I ended up getting the Millionaire trophy. That's, again, I haven't spent any money, so you see I'm at $1,031,000 up there. So it's pretty inconsequential. It's hard to win 4 full seasons and not get $1 million bucks. So the 50 is a different story. We'll come to that eventually. And after winning 2 and skipping 24, we made the playoffs. And that's it. We win the championship. Yay. And as soon as Warren comes up, we'll get our 3 more trophies for this season and move on to the NASCAR Cup Series, where we'll do almost exactly the same thing as we did in Xfinity, and even down to the races. So the way the big leagues work, and I think this is actual... I think this is actually how NASCAR works as well. You see, we get our participation trophy for signing up. You got to be in the top 16 after 26 races, and then it goes 3, 3, and 3 from there. So it's down to 12 after 29, down to 8 after 32, down to 4 after 35, and then the championship race is race number 36. So that means we want to win, remember, 2-1-1 method. So we want to win 2 in the regular season and skip 24. And then win 1 out of 3 the next 3, and then 1 out of the next 3, 1 out of the next 3, and then finally championship number 36. That will be 6 races total for this cup instead of 5 that we've been doing. And we'll see you then. And as you can see, we've been simulating quite a few races at this point. So we've now made a friend on the NASCAR circuit. Again, simulated racing is clean racing. So we got a friend. And oops. And as you see, playing with the big boys pops after your 26th race because you made the playoffs. That's your cue that you got to win one of the next 3 races. And there we go. Don't get in my way. I thought this might come up. So after a very fun race in Martinsville where I was just an absolute SOB menace, I probably spun out 40 cars in the course of those 20 laps. And I already had 2 rivals in the Cup Series. So there you go. Now we got 3 rivals. We got that out of the way. We could start being nice to everybody. And I'm happy to do that. So let's start complimenting people. And I think we still need to get a couple friends, but I promise you this will not be a problem. So I'll be back. And again, we wait for Warren to show up, and that'll be No More Yellow Stripes, The Peak, and Best of the Best. So that was for winning the NASCAR Cup Series. And that concludes the 4 seasons that you have to win. Okay, so let's summarize for just a minute here. We were looking for 38 trophies. We got all 20 of them from doing the first 4 series. So far, we've completed 1 season, but not 5 or 10, so we're missing those 2. We've, of course, won our first career race. And we've got 1 rival and 3 rival, and I believe 1 friend, but not 3 friends yet. Don't worry, that'll come. We've earned the million, but not the 50 million, and we haven't done any of the team stuff. So the next thing you got to do, oh, and for those of you that are doing times, here's some splits for you. It took me about 30 minutes to do the 2 hot seat races and the dirt tour. It took about 50 minutes each for the truck series and the Xfinity series. And then the races are longer in the Cup series and you have to do more of them. So that one took about 80 minutes for a total of 3.5 hours. So that's where we're at. You could turn career mode on at 8 o'clock and have all 4 seasons done by 11:30 if you want. I'm not saying that you should do that if you're just trying to be efficient. Of course, you can always do more races than we did, but that's kind of the minimum. I think you could get away with doing less, but 3.5 hours is a pretty good time and will put us on a pace. So, but we're not done with career mode yet. We have to do the most boring thing that we could possibly do. So we got to get Grizzled Veteran, which is for finishing 10 seasons. And if you've watched the video, we've done 4 now, so we have to complete 6 more. And we're going to skip every single race, and that is 36 races times 6 seasons, which is 216 races. We are literally just going to simulate the race and go to the next one and be scrolling through. It takes 17 minutes to do a cycle if you're fast and don't mess up and waste a loading screen. And that means we're going to be sitting here for almost 2 hours just pressing square and triangle and not racing any races. That sounds awful, and it pretty much is. And if you're not doing this competitively, I suggest you break this up and do like a season and then go do some challenges or whatever, because this absolutely sucks to sit here for an hour and a half and do this. But I'm a team player, so I'm going to do it. And I will not be recording the entirety of that. I will record when we get our 3rd friend. And I don't know why I did that. We're now sitting wasting a loading screen, so we made it even worse on ourselves. Anyway, I'm going to record when we get our 3rd friend so that we can show every trophy on this video. And at some point, about 2 seasons from now, we will hit 50 million and get a trophy for that. And I think other than that, nothing else is going to pop that entire time. So I'll be back when we get our 3rd friend. And we can be friends. So that was about 7 races into season 5. Like I said, simulated racing is clean racing, so you'll definitely get it. So you don't have to worry about friends or rivals anymore. Race however you want. And season 5 has come to a close. As you can see, we got the trophy for completing 5 seasons. And there we go. We hit 50 million, although somehow it's just shy of that, but the trophy popped. I'm not sure why. I don't think I spent $10,000 on anything, but you know, who knows? Oh, right. Okay. Because we got 58,000 for our little challenge there. Anyway, puts us over 50 million, gets us that trophy. Now all we've got left, since we're 29 races into the 6th season, we still got to grind out 4 more. So I'll see you when it's done. So it's with a bit of sadness that I come to you with a story of woe. So we got to the end. We fell victim to the trophies don't pop bug, which is somewhat common and already discussed in an earlier video. Basically, I simulated all 216 races like I said I would. Got to the end of season 10. Grizzled veteran didn't pop. I then made things worse by, instead of fixing it right away and dealing with it, I said, well, maybe if I start the team modes and get those, it'll remind the game that we were trying to get trophies and pop Grizzled Veteran while I'm doing the other thing. That not only didn't happen, but only 2 of the 8 team mode trophies popped. So now out of the 9 we were trying to get, we only have 2. And what ensued was 2.5 hours of me replaying seasons, simulating new seasons, restarting the game, rebuilding a team, blew my career away twice. Ultimately, as you can see, all 8 of the trophies did pop, but it was extremely frustrating, extremely difficult, and I also did not learn anything about what causes it or how to fix it. So I can't really help you other than to offer you this suggestion. When you get to race 35 of your 10th season, close the game, and make a USB save or a cloud save, a backup save file. Turn the game off, turn the console off, reload all of it, and simulate the next 2 races and finish your championship at Phoenix, and make sure the Grizzled Veteran trophy pops. If it doesn't, reload and try again. If that doesn't work, try doing it manually, like finishing the race without simulating it. I've gotten it with simulated races, so I know that it doesn't have to be that way. But again, I don't have a lot of good information. Only then start season 11. And when you do, start your own team. If you still need to get rivals, do it in the truck series. That way you can race with your team and crash everybody. If not, Dirt Tour is fine. And then build an entire team and max them out. All the cars, all the stats, all the people, everything. Train them, upgrade your departments. You see I'm going through some of these menus here. And that should get you all 8 trophies. If it does not, reload that save and redo it again. And some of them will pop, and some of them will pop in menus. They'll pop out of order. It's really just a complete mess, and I don't even know what to tell you. Again, just keep doing it and keep trying. You may want to go slower. It may be because you're popping trophies so fast that it can't keep up. So get the requirements for one of them and wait and make sure you get it before you move on to the next. I don't think I've gotten through this stage in all of my practice runs or the actual run without having some sort of glitch in this area. So just keep that in mind. Be very careful when you pop the saves and keep your USB handy in case you have to reload. So that's the best advice I got for you. Eventually you will be successful and you'll get all of these trophies. And then you can move on to challenge mode, which will be the next video. And hopefully this helped you get through. It's a little sad to end on a glitchy note or a buggy note when it was, well, ultimately was a pretty successful run through career mode. But, you know, there's just how games go sometimes. So thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with me. I will see you in video 4. We'll knock out all these 20 challenges. And in the meantime, stay bad, people. Non-gone is gone.